Next up, 4 rounds, junior welterweights. Josean Escalera against Habib Allakhverdiev.
Please welcome King.
There is Josean Escalera, 2-1. He's from Puerto Rico, just 20 years old, 5'11" junior welterweight. He has a 4-inch height advantage in this fight, going up against the undefeated Habib Allakhverdiev, who is from Russia. He is 4-0 with 2 knockouts. He has fought in New Jersey, in New York once, and Florida twice. Ricky Vera is the referee.
And you must protect yourselves at all times. Protégete todo el tiempo. At the sound of the bell, clean and fair, gentlemen. Let's go to work.
Habib Allakhverdiev, 24 years old, 5'7", 4-0 right now in a career that started on March 10th.
You cover the guy in the silver, I will cover Escalera.
Escalera in the white trunks, Allakhverdiev in the silver with the black trim.
Escalera has been knocked out one time, representing his only loss. What's interesting about that is he learned something, I would say, as far as maybe work ethic or trying to give himself an advantage to have a career. Knocked out in his debut was Escalera at 147 pounds, Joe. Has since dropped to 139 pounds, he won. And then 143, another win. And then tonight, 141 pounds, Escalera comes in. So give him credit. He gets knocked out at welterweight. Wants to have a career. He drops his weight down, figuring maybe that will help him. What will help Escalera right now is if he uses that great height and fights on the outside and catches Allakhverdiev before he gets close to him.
I suppose that's why you're only going to cover the guy in the white trunks.
Yes, that is exactly.
Southpaw Allakhverdiev.
You pick up on things very quickly.
With the straight left hand. The only thing I say about Escalera, Teddy, is the spacing of that progress through his 3 fights. Because that pro debut where he then bounced back coming up the KO loss was in May of 2005. His next fight was not until December of 2006. So an awful long gap between that knockout loss in his pro debut and then coming down to 139 pounds in December of 2006.
Not active, Escalera, the way you want to be when turning pro. Turned pro, as you said, 18 years old. Then he took off 1.5 years. And then it's been 7 months now since his last fight. You want to be more active than that when you're trying to move up the boxing ladder. This is the opposite for Allakhverdiev. I mean, this is his 5th fight since turning pro 6 months ago. So, as I say, he's the opposite of Escalera as far as activity. He is indeed very active in his young career.
Allakhverdiev was warned moments ago, and now Ricky Vera looks at both men and says, watch the heads on the inside.
Allakhverdiev, not only in the silver trunks, but he is a southpaw in those trunks. And I would like to refer to him for the rest of the night as the southpaw.
You're not ready to do color commentary on the NHL broadcast anytime soon, are you, with all the Russian names?
Allakhverdiev, one thing that he's done pretty well, though, is he's gone to the body when he's given that chance. The thin, long body of Escalera. A good place to go.
Coming to the end of round 1, Escalera and Allakhverdiev here on Friday Night Fights. At Boardwalk Hall, good main events still to come your way. Jermaine Sanders is going to be taking on Atlantic City's very own undefeated welterweight, Shimon Alvarez. We had a great opening fight between Juan Urango and Nasser Althumani, with Urango winning by knockout. This is round number 2 between Escalera and Allakhverdiev. In that first round, the body shots, Allakhverdiev with the big edge. Total connects was 22-17. Body shot edge was 14-9.
Again, it's great to have those naturally God-given physical assets of height and length It's one thing to have him, it's another one to use him. Escalera having trouble using that great physical asset. He needs to be on the outside, and he needs to do something on the outside to keep the shorter man from wanting to venture in. And right now, Escalera not helping himself, because not only is he not standing on the outside, Joe, but willingly giving up his height by falling in to the shorter Allakhverdiev.
Tie up on the inside now. Ricky Vera breaks him. Tries to come in with the left hand to the body. There he places a left hand, goes back to a free swinging right hand, and then Escalera off balance as Allakhverdiev charges forward with a sweeping left hand and then two rights to the body.
And again, a real inviting target for Allakhverdiev, going to that long, thin body of Escalera, and I think he's doing a good job of targeting that. Makes sense. Escalera not doing a good job of using height. Again, no jab to keep the shorter man out. Nothing to make him pay a price to venture in.
There are the punch track numbers and the lack of a jab being shown there.
You know, when you're a tall guy, Joe, it should be almost mandatory that you talk to a real estate agent before you get in the ring, because you want to make the shorter man pay for that real estate to come towards you. Escalera not doing that.
On the inside, targeting that body of Escalera. Coming to the end of round number 2 here on Friday Night Fights from Atlantic City's Boardwalk Hall. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you. Now joined ringside by actor, comedian Joe Piscopo. Welcome to Friday Night Fights.
Thanks, Joe. How you doing, man? Great to see you guys. Great to see you.
You mocked all the sportscasters for so many years with that voice, that big overdone delivery, and now tonight you were a ring announcer off TV earlier tonight.
Dream come true for me.
The big story.
On ESPN. Hello again, everybody. Joe Piscopo live. ESPN Nights, Friday Fights. I said I had a ball, but I was really doing it. But you know what? In Atlantic City, it's such a great fight town. You guys know that. It's such a spectacular fight town, especially in these divisions, welterweight and middleweight divisions like that, that people come out, you could see, just to see the fight. So I had to treat it with respect. So, you want to do shtick, but I did not. I just kept it straightforward, man.
You know, one thing that would have probably been appropriate, but I'm kind of glad you didn't do it, was to wear that body that you used to wear back in your in your day, where you had all those muscles and
I'm a wuss now, man. All the brothers at the airport look at me and go, "Hey, Joe, you got small, man. You got small, man." I'm shrinking now, but it's great to have you guys in Jersey, baby.
You still look great. Joe Piscopo here with us ringside. Round number 3. Josean Escalera, Habib Allakhverdiev. In that last round, Allakhverdiev a 26-10 connect advantage. Joe, you know who was one of the biggest fight fans among great celebrities? Chairman of the board.
Yeah, Mr. Sinatra. Do you remember when he was the photographer, I think, for one
Life magazine, March 8th, 1971.
Oh, jeez, I'm sitting between these guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What do you want from me?
What is going to happen? Look at this, man. You had I should know everything about the chairman of the board. We go out, we do a show, we do a great tribute to him when we go out. And he took the photos for Life magazine. You're right. What was the year?
He was credentialed as a Life magazine photographer for the super fight of the century on March 8th, 1971, Ali Frazier at Madison Square Garden.
Joe, you're good. See that, Teddy, it's because he's Italian. I got to tell you.
Well, welcome to boxing's version of Jeopardy.
Just great, man.
What are you up to now, Joe?
You know what? Just finished a great run at resorts here in Atlantic City, where I go out with a great band. We do a whole Sinatra-type show, but I do half the show's comedy, half the show's music. I don't even know how I got here, man, but I have a fun time doing it. Finished up at the Las Vegas Hilton in Vegas before that, so I'm a dedicated father, so I spend time with the children, and then I'm on the road. Ooh, these guys hit hard. They hit hard, huh?
Escalera with a short right hand on the inside. When you're this close to the action, everybody, it's funny. Every guest and celebrity that comes and sits with us ringside has the same reaction reaction at one point when they're on headsets, don't they, Teddy? As soon as what you see on TV is completely different.
No, because when they're that close, you feel it. You
even
actually feel the force.
I think, and it's so great. I think what ESPN2 is doing, bringing the Friday night fights. It reminds me when I was a child, they used to have these beer-sponsored fights on television in black and white. For goodness' sake.
Pabst Blue Ribbon and Gillette Friday Night Fights.
All right. I'm done here.
You're done with Alex Trebek?
All right, okay. Listen. I got to take you to the tables, man. I think I have a feeling.
Oh, trust me, it goes south when you go there with me, Jim.
You don't remember?
Teddy will tell you all about that.
You don't remember the cards, man, when they come up, Joe, huh? But how about these Russian fighters, guys? I mean, it's great to see Sultan here.
Sultan Ibragimov. Hope to visit with him a little later on. WBO heavyweight champion. But the Russians, the Eastern Bloc nations, you know, a lot of people say right now they're hungrier, they want it more, they're willing to put it forth and dedicate themselves, and this is a game where you have to do just that.
And right now, I tell you, Escalera might not be fighting with the greatest fight plan, giving up his height, but he is fighting with great heart. That determination as he gets caught on the inside. It's ruled a no knockdown.
Looked like the right glove touch, though, right there.
Yeah, it did.
So good action here as we close out this third round. Hey, Joe Piscopo, thanks for visiting with us.
Guys.
Best of luck.
Joe, Teddy, thanks. And thanks to Joe Antonacci for being a great tutor to me tonight.
Oh, he's one of the very best in the business. Joe Piscopo with us here on Friday Night Fights as we come to the end of a pretty active third round here between Escalera and Allakhverdiev.
Was it or wasn't it a knockdown? Well, watch this hook eventually you're going to see around the neck, and it really pulls Escalera down to the floor. Watch. Not really a scoring punch, more of a shove to the canvas. Yes, the glove does touch, but no, a punch does not make the glove touch the canvas. So the referee made the right call as far as we can see there. No knockdown.
So one half of the equation would qualify for a knockdown, but what caused it doesn't qualify for a knockdown because it was not a punch that caused that hand to touch. The average punches hit, you see in the last round, Escalera 28-20 to compared to what he did early on.
And again, not a good mental fight plan, I don't think, as far as strategy for Escalera. A lot of heart and getting his way inside, giving up his height, going into the shorter man's territory, but on the whole, I think it serves the shorter southpaw Allakhverdiev.
Fourth and final round here. Allakhverdiev undefeated. He's in the silver trunks ahead on Teddy's scorecard. 3 rounds to zip.
You know, Allakhverdiev, he just has to be happy that even though it's been a tough fight in spots, that he hasn't had to really go out of his way to find a way in with Escalera. Escalera's done that for him. He's been right there inside, again, in the shorter man's quarters.
You can see a cut now under the right eye of Allakhverdiev. Both men trying to work underneath on the inside before they tie up, and separated by referee Ricky Vera. Undefeated Shimon Alvarez still coming up in our main event.
A little bleeding around the right eye of the undefeated Allakhverdiev. Little bit of an abrasion underneath that right eye. Not a problem. No swelling there, and no blood could go into the eye when the abrasion is under the eye.
Gives himself a little bit of room. Throws out that left-right combination. Final 30 seconds now here of the fight.
Again, the tall Escalera thinking about nothing but engaging. What you would want him to think about is engaging on the outside. He throws looping punches, Joe. That's one of the reasons why he's not fighting tall. You throw looping punches, you have to get close to land them. If you're tall like Escalera, you would love to see him stand on the outside and chuck some straight punches.
There's the tap. And that does it. 4 rounds in the books between Escalera and Allakhverdiev. We will come back and hear from the judges when we return in Atlantic City and inside here at the Phillips Ballroom at Boardwalk Hall, wrapping up the Just for Men Punch Track fight recap, the head and body breakdown between Escalera and Allakhverdiev, who had a 92-73 overall advantage. Teddy Atlas's scorecard goes 40-37, an even fourth round. Allakhverdiev trying to move to 5-0. Let's send it up to the ring to generous Joe Antonacci.
Boxing fans, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Lynn Carter scores the bout 39-37 for Allakhverdiev. Judge Emil Conforti scores the bout 39-38 for Escalera. And Judge Kason Cheek scores the bout 39-37 for your winner by split decision, King Habib Allakhverdiev.
King Habib Allakhverdiev with the split decision win. He moves his record now to 5-0, and we look to